Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and as John Campea calls me, your existential Mr. Rogers. What that means, don't know. And if you have a definition for me, send it my way. This is the John Campea Show open mic. It's a Friday afternoon, and we have a full house. I have the enchantress of effervescence, Chris Carr.
The other one I heard this week was the Princess of Positivity.
Princess of Positivity.
That made me very happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've got Ray Ora in the midst of a video game right here. He's playing.
Anyone on Xbox? Come
What are you
join
playing?
me. Insurgency.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're playing live right now, so people can interact with you live on the air right now.
If they want.
Where can they find you? What's your name
Ray
on Xbox?
Ora with a 0, RAY0RA. Just add me and let's play.
Yes.
And our technical producer for this open mic is, of course, Taylor Gonzalez.
My hair is
50
fucked.
Shades
My
of
hair
Tay.
is messed up.
No, you look cute.
I'm telling you, you look good,
Be
man.
nice to my friend.
Come on. And now, of course, we've got Jonathan Boyko overseeing this bunch of ne'er-do-wells, these brigands. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing okay.
Say something dark.
I can still hear their screams.
Yay.
Oh, no. What did you see, Clarice? What did you see? This is, of course, open mic, and this is a show about all of you. So, we could have a topic and probably talk about whether there's ever going to be another Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie, but we already did that today.
We did.
So we're just going to jump right in and talk about you guys, and you're going to talk to us. Fire in those questions. Find Ray on Xbox right now. What are you playing, Ray?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Can someone please capture that for me to have?
Oh,
I
I
want
think
that
it
to be
was
your caller
captured.
ID.
We warned you we were going to go back to you.
Why are you
love
so
it so
green?
I'll never call you.
Ray is so green right now.
Wait a minute, what are you playing?
Oh, I was playing Insurgency, and then I realized I made some ramen. So I just got off the game. I'm sorry. I'll be back.
You better
Let me
be back sometime
Yeah.
during this call so people can find you live. All right, what do we got? What do we got, Chris?
Okay, from Hitchcock is the GOAT. Well, Henry Cavill has time to do James Bond now. Does he, though? I mean, actually, probably, because you can do movie schedules.
But I think he might be even skewing a little old. They wanted to go a little younger with Bond.
I mean, look at Keaton, though. 70's the new 40, up is down, black is white, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Probably not wrong. So,
Plus, I mean, okay, we talk about actor schedules all the time on this show. Just for context, Laura Linney did Mystic River and Love Actually at the same time and just flew across the globe each week because they shot simultaneously. All things are possible with the right scheduling and the right amount of money.
I agree. I think that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
From Orange Hand, there's an old Simpsons joke where they're touring Hollywood. They're making a movie. Robert Downey Jr. is shooting it out with the police. I don't see any cameras. Do you have any fave dated jokes?
I have lots of favorite dated jokes about Hollywood, none of which I can tell publicly.
Same.
I mean, really, really terrible, terrible jokes.
Just give us your top 10.
Yeah, I
Just a
know.
quick going to get canceled top 10.
Yeah, that's not going to be me. That's why I can't wait to see Babylon. No, I think Babylon is going to be, 3 hours of Damien Chazelle showing us the great debauchery of Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely. It better be.
We just lost our note. There we're back.
No. We were just doing some shenanigans.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to Noodle Cam. All right.
Ray, do you have a
Okay,
favorite
there we
dated
go.
joke?
What's next, Chris?
From CJ Rebirth. Sorry if this confuses you, Chris, but what allows a voice actor to speak in high pitch? Like Walt Disney with Mickey, but later stopping because he got too busy and he'd smoked. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, smoking obviously changes your voice tremendously. I highly recommend you don't smoke for a multitude of reasons, but particularly if you want to be a voice actor. I actually used to. I didn't quit until the pandemic, and I'm very, very glad I did.
What'd you smoke?
I smoked Winston's with my husband often.
Winston's one of my cats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you smoke like the
Farmer
boulder?
cigarettes. Farmer cigarettes.
I used to smoke up until Elizabeth and I got together.
Oh, yeah?
I liked American Spirit Yellows.
Well, I, as you know, I have almost no sense of smell too, and so like tobacco is one of those things that I could smell, and it made me happy. Also, I met people on set easily by bumming a cigarette for them.
Yeah.
It was so easy to walk up to Ryan Felipe and be like, "Oh, can I bum that?" and then have a conversation.
You guys are so edgy.
We're so cool.
So
but
edgy.
high pitch voices. So typically, when you're doing a high pitch voice, there is some tightening in your actual throat, but a lot of it's using air in your nasal cavity and up in here in your head voice. So Mickey, right? He's kind of up here. He does things up here. Oh, very excited. If you have a lower register, that's hard to reach into, right? My voice is already at a level that's kind of a manic depressive piccolo. High voices work for me.
Wait. A manic depressive piccolo?
Yeah. I'm just a little like chaotic little hummingbird.
That's
basically.
the name of my new punk band.
Oh my gosh, it'll be great. I'll go to every show. I'll buy all your merch. But low voices for me are more difficult just because that's not a place where my voice naturally lives, right? So if you're trying to do that and you're trying to do a higher voice, you're thinking literally use your body, go high up, go up into your head. Lower voices, you're going to go more into your chest, stomach, or down into your groin essentially, which I know sounds weird, but like that's all diaphragm breathing is breathing through your butt. Voiceover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What's next?
More butt breathing. CJ Rebirth again. 2 voice actors I think did great in sounding like the OG, Corey Burton's Captain Hook in Peter Pan sequel, and Greg Baldwin's Aku plus Iroh. Iroh, yeah. Both originally done by Mako. Oh, yes. So that actor passed away. That's why Tales of Ba Sing Se is...
They are the tales of high
Yeah.
adventure.
Oh, and it's so sad, too, when you see that portrait of his son, and it's that beautiful episode, and then they do a lovely tribute to Mako at the end. That's why also in Korra, one of the characters is named Mako after him. But his sound-alike does a beautiful job, and he worked specifically with Mako for years, too, to be the sound-alike.
So, Taylor, how's the show going?
You feeling good about it?
So far, so good. Oh my God. I just realized the pips aren't linked. I had a really good picture of a crab smoking a cigarette that I was going to put up when Chris was talking about how she used to smoke, but couldn't put it up.
Well, you can
so
just do it.
there's
Do it
that.
while they're
Well,
talking.
Chris, what's next?
From Josh Kahn, I saw a report recently that Mr. Beast turned down a $1 billion offer from a major studio. Is his company and brand really worth that much? Also, where does his content fit in the world of media?
He
Well,
is
first
media.
of all, it's interesting. Mr. Beast, obviously one of the biggest YouTubers, maybe the biggest YouTuber ever. Amazing. And I sort of discovered Mr. Beast because I'm old. I wasn't down with the young whippersnappers and understood Mr. Beast's channel, but I started watching his channel. And if you've never seen Mr. Beast, watch his recreation of Squid Game for real with 400 real people. Really interesting. I think he does a great job. I don't know. I'd have to see that report if somebody offered them a studio. $1 billion, that is a lot of money. But Mr. Beast, the amount of money he deals with when it comes to YouTube, perhaps somebody did. I just don't know why Mr. Beast he's fiercely independent. Why would he need studio money and anybody telling him what to do? I'd love to read up on that. I haven't read that. But you know what's really interesting? He's been doing some interviews with people, and his interviews are fascinating. And a shout out to him and all of his crew over there. I think they do a great job.
You can pass that offer over.
What's that, Ray?
You can pass that offer. You can pass that offer.
Yeah, we can use the
if
offer.
You pass it
I'm
up,
sure, if Mr. Beast
I'll
doesn't want to
find
use it. Ray, are you back on the game?
I'm actually playing You Suck at Parking now.
Wait a minute. Okay,
Why
is that
they
a
make
real
a game
game?
about me?
Crease.
When my dad was teaching me how to drive, he set up cones, and when I'd try to parallel park, this is
Did he
just
make you wear one?
No.
Oh.
My brother would wear a helmet in the back of the car, though, and scream.
Oh, that's bad.
And every time I'd get near the cone, my dad would go, boom, you hit a Lexus. Boom, your college fund has no money. Boom.
Wow, so much
It was
pressure.
very, very traumatic.
That's actually some very innovative parenting.
Yeah.
Kudos
I learned
to
how
your
to
dad.
drive at Forest Lawn
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh.
because there's all those streets. It's very dark, I know, right? but there's just all
The
those
Forest
streets
Lawn that's
and
on Forest Lawn Drive?
Yeah. There's all those. My grandmother brought me there, and then there was just like all those streets and parking spaces and areas to parallel park and practice all of that. So
Aw.
yeah, and
That's
not a lot of traffic.
That's actually a very pragmatic way
Yeah.
to learn to drive.
I always forget that you're from here, that you're one of those unicorns.
Yep.
It's
Born and
nuanced
raised in
from here.
Burbank.
It's wild.
Crease, what's next?
We've got Luke1234. Tech question. Which mic do you like the most? Rod Procaster, main studio, Shure MV7, your office, or the shotgun mic, home theater? So those are John's microphones. Rob, what are your mics of your choice?
Blue Yeti.
Well, I like my Shure, my new Shure that I was using a Blue Yeti for a long time, but
You got to play with it too much.
Yeah.
the Blue Yeti.
Yeah, that's a lot of play.
Yeah.
Oh, Yeah, I play with too much. Actually, you have to play with it to get the proper sound. I had to figure out the gain. I mean, seriously.
No, this is the serious
no,
thing.
Dealing with the gain and the length between your mouth and the microphone, it's all very important.
It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah, this is your scene partner.
And the thing about the Yeti is you forget you have to speak into it in a certain place. You can't just talk
It's not the way
directly.
you think it is. It like bends
Yeah.
away. It like goes away from you.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah, and everyone points it this way, and it's like the mic's not even facing you, dude.
Exactly. The Audio Technica is like that too, where really you should turn it on its side,
Right.
and then talk across it.
I do.
essentially.
That's what I do with my
Yeah.
but the Shure mics that I have you speak into
You speak
them.
into it, yeah. But I like the Shure SM7B with a solo Focusrite and a cloud lifter. In the future, I'd like to get like a super fancy mic, but it does its job. It does a really lovely job.
one of the guys I used to work with at the other place I used to work at, he's actually like, he builds up sound recording studios and stuff too. So he is a total like audio nerd. He has microphones that are worth like $12,000 or
Yeah.
more, and they don't make them anymore. So they're like the holy grail of like the studio mic. And like, I remember just like checking these things out, and it's like, okay, man. Ray is having a meltdown.
Is it because of how we're holding the mics and talking into them? Yeah. You doing okay, buddy?
He just lost it. I suck at parking.
Oh no.
You okay there, buddy?
Aw.
Should we call anyone?
You got-
Chris, what's next?
The peanut gallery over here.
From Cody Hunt. Weta worked with ILM on the effects for Thanos. All James Cameron is saying is that Weta's tech has gotten better since then. He's comparing the work then versus now. I agree, Cody, but also there is a little bit of chesting up in that statement, in my opinion. I don't think it's the slamming thing. I think that media outlets use that far too often when it's just a soundbite. But when you're also like, have you seen my movie? Thanos, pfft, come on.
Also,
It's a little bit of playful ribbing.
can I say something on that?
Without
He
tears?
took like 10 years to make this movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So it
Thanos
better
literally
look good.
came out in like 2 years. I mean, his work is probably way surpasses Thanos, but still, he took a lot of time on this movie.
Yeah, I mean, and look, you can't. I don't think he's taking anything away. The Thanos character, even me, effects junkie that I am, and I have read every issue of Cinefex magazine. That character and that facial movement was astonishing.
Yep.
Thanos is one of the single greatest CG creations ever. Now, here's the thing. In terms of being convincing, in terms of being, it could have been Uncanny Valley. It's absolutely not. But the characters in Avatar, and this was true of the first Avatar, are incredibly. If there was any kind of Uncanny Valley with the Na'vi, it wouldn't work. And the fact that they've been able to make much more leaps and bounds in the last 13 years is extraordinary. And that's all he was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't. And the fact that, and fandom should know better. We should police this stuff. We as fans should be the first people to go, that's not what they're saying. I saw on Deadline today, Deadline, the go-to industry magazine on the web, even they, like James Cameron slams Disney's or ILM's technology. No, he didn't. And you guys should also not be purveyors of that BS.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like,
Ray.
No, the way I see it is I don't care. Like what he says, it's just like I'm going to reap all the benefits from both movies. I mean, we get to enjoy both, whatever, whether it's better or not. We get to have it all.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, for Disney to make Infinity War and Endgame, which I would maintain are two of the most wildly entertaining sci-fi fantasy films of all time. For them to put Thanos front and center as much as they did, like they did, we didn't. There was no skimping on Thanos in those movies. They had to make that work. Otherwise, the entire Infinity Saga would have fallen.
Yeah.
The fact that they were able to come up and give us that character, that also is worthy of celebration and song. If you're a Klingon, you would have written an opera about Thanos.
Exactly. Star Trek. But also, he's got a very expensive movie about to drop. What is he supposed to say? My Na'vi are really cool looking, but unfortunately, they don't look as good as Thanos did. So, I mean, like, he's got to promote it. He's got to hype it.
Right.
My only point to it is okay, that's a little bit of like machismo about your own work, which you should have though.
Oh, yeah,
And it's better than what
Right.
a lot of people have said lately about superhero movies, of being like, these movies are trash and I hate them and they have no merit. Like, he at least, was talking about how this upped the game for everyone, and he surpassed them.
Right, and
I love competitive spirit.
He's ornery, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the benefit is ILM really stepping up their game
For sure.
and actually surpassing his work. We're all going to benefit from this. Like, I don't think he meant it in mean spirit.
No.
It's just the way he's
Yeah.
very proud of his work. He's going to back up his work.
James Cameron is always based,
yeah.
and that's what you got to love about him.
Well, and I had a theater teacher once say, there's a difference between knowing when you're the best and being egotistical.
Right.
James Cameron's kind of the best. So,
Well, he is the best. And you know what's funny?
what
It's
is
so
the
interesting.
best?
It's so interesting.
Yeah, you never hear James Cameron say, "No one understands my films."
Yeah.
No. But also, he's given us so much delightful entertainment since 1984's Terminator. The fact that we aren't, as fans, rallying behind him. And I'm not saying you have to Rob, we shouldn't just devour all corporate product we're given. James Cameron has been doing the research and development for the whole industry for the better part of 35 years. All he's ever given us is his best. He's never phoned it in. You might talk about, I didn't feel the writing in Avatar was as strong as I wanted it to be. But the thing about Avatar was, you might say that, but you can't argue with the results. Clearly, the man can tap into the bold storytelling of simplicity. It's really hard. Nobody can do an action scene like he can. Nobody can do a meat and potato story like James Cameron.
He was in a wetsuit for this movie. It's not like he was looking at water from afar. He was going in there.
Well, he
if
was
you
leading-
guys
he
want
was
to, if
leading
you guys
from the
want to
front.
know how committed James Cameron is, go find the documentary. By the way, this documentary would never get made today. Go find the documentary. It's probably on YouTube. It's called Under Pressure: Making the Abyss.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was on the DVD for The Abyss. Please, Disney, don't leave it off the Blu-ray when it comes out, or the 4K when it comes out. It's probably on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
Watch that documentary. It'll blow you away. Okay, Chris.
Well,
What's next?
I just have to shout out AJ Shark here, who said, I wish Rob and Chris were my parents. Do you want to be raised poorly? Why would you want that?
Or, we would have. Look, if we were parents,
Oh, man. Of anyone.
I mean, our kids would have an intervention.
I'd literally have to step in and be like the stepdad.
Yeah, you really would.
This is out of control.
Dad, can we go to the toy store? Yes. Yes, we can.
Get yourself
See,
there.
You said it exactly the same. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
And I'd be like, show me your progress on your math.
Yeah. I'd be like, hotwire a car. Get yourself there. Bye.
And I would actually appreciate it if my children became really creative criminals. Like in high school, if they did bad things, if they somehow were white collar criminals that embezzled millions of dollars someplace using technology,
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's awesome. Yeah. Well done.
I don't know if you're like this with your friends who have children. I am that aunt where it's, Aunt Chris is the funny one who we do not listen to.
Oh, my friends' parents, or my friends that are parents, they keep their children as far away from me as possible.
That makes sense.
Probably a good thing. Not in a weird.
I was like,
creepy
what?
way.
I hope you understand what you're saying now.
No,
Rob.
because I'm the guy that, like, you know,
We'd be like,
spoil
"Go buy
them."
toys."
my sister
Yeah.
will not let my nephew come over because she's afraid of what movies I will show him. He's 15 years old, and I'm like, I'm not going to show him I spit on your grave.
No.
I don't want to hurt the kid.
Maybe Barbarella.
Well, absolutely, Barbarella.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
We'd be
What's
such
next,
bad
Prius?
parents. From Harv's K. Rob, you're getting that just announced She-Hulk hot toy, right? Myself, I may pre-order that Shogun-style Jumbo Robotech Valkyrie from Toynami.
Wait, what? They.
Is this new to you?
Okay, I didn't know there. When you say Shogun style, are you talking about like a jumbo machinder? No, I absolutely will get that She-Hulk, because here's the thing: I did not love the She-Hulk series. I love Marvel characters, and to have a pantheon of those beautiful Hot Toys 12-inch characters, no matter who they are, I'll get it. I'm not going to sit there and go, I'm not going to buy, because having an action figure of She-Hulk is different than not liking the show as much as I wanted to. So,
That's fair.
but yeah, I have a 1/20th scale Strike Valkyrie. Yeah, it doesn't transform. It's in Valkyrie mode, but it's huge, and I should build it
Yeah,
and bring it in here and hang it from the ceiling.
that would be rad.
would be.
I would love that.
What's next?
From Jason Bryden, could a full DC reboot backfire? A consistent product with good story is more important than slate wiping. Change fatigue is real. At one point, do you risk alienating more fans than gain? Thoughts?
I don't think so because look, we never had a 10-year plan. The David Zaslav asked James Gunn and Peter Safran to come up with a 10-year plan. This is almost unprecedented. And to have that kind of meticulous planning and to know that that's what they're doing is something I welcome. And if there's one thing anybody who works in the entertainment business, especially the film business, should know, planning is everything. Now, that's not to say you can't deviate from the plan, because John always talks about everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. But I've always heard that no great battle plan survives first contact with the enemy. So I think that we've never seen this before. So it's going to be really interesting. I think whatever they do is going to be fascinating, and they're going to have the pick of the litter. And I trust in the two of them to create a kind of plan that is going to be exciting to see implemented.
Yeah, and to the point of the clean slate fatigue, we've had how many Batmen? We've had how many Spider-Men? I think as long as we get good content, we're fine with change. Yeah. Humans are very adaptable, and we adjust to whatever is in front of us as long as it's good.
Yep, I agree.
Crease, we're going to hear from Ray really quickly.
Oh.
Just hold it up at the camera.
Hey, we got to take a break to hear from our sponsor. So we are going to take a moment to thank the folks over at True Classics for being a sponsor of the show. Check them out, you guys.
We want to thank the sponsor of today's video, True Classic. The holidays are here, and there is plenty of t-shirt cheer thanks to our sponsor, True Classic Tees. Guys, we have the perfect gift for your wish list. True Classic Tees are a gift for you, for her, and a great present for any guy in your life. True Classic is on a mission to maximize men's confidence by making them look good. Get 25% off True Classic with my exclusive link, trueclassic.com/Campea, and the discount doesn't stop there. You'll save even more during their site-wide sale. Guys, like most of you, I have always struggled with finding the right shirts for me. Either they're not all that comfortable or they don't fit me all that right. Well, the best thing is that True Classics team has designed t-shirts to make guys of all sizes feel confident in their clothing. These shirts taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. This is the perfect look that can be achieved by every body type. And they offer other menswear as well, ranging from polos to workout shirts designed to keep your body feeling nice and comfy. So guys, get 25% off at trueclassic.com/Campea. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. That's 25% off at trueclassic.com/.
And thank you to the folks over at True Classics for being a sponsor of this show. We really appreciate you. Let's get back to those super chats. What do we have, Taylor? All right, from Doodoo. Reports that...
From Doodoo?
You guys.
This happened.
We're adults. We can do this.
It wasn't the name. It was just the way your exuberance.
From Doodoo. I said it with too much joy. From Doodoo. Reports that Avatar 2 projected 200 million opening weekend in China.
That's insane, but
that's
not
wild.
unexpected.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chinese have still embraced 3D. Look, I can't wait to see it. I'm seeing it Thursday night.
Oh, yay.
I can't wait to see this movie. I'm very excited.
I'm still irresponsible and have not gotten my tickets ahead of time.
$200 million in one weekend. I mean, this movie is going to be, it's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
I think so. Do you think it is going to be better than the original?
I think it's going to have more than the original. And for the people that always complain about the first Avatar being simplistic in terms of its story, it is very simplistic in terms of its story. But I would say this, like when
That's my cup, I'm sorry.
When Jake Sully goes up and rides his raptor, whatever, I forget what they're called. I forget the Na'vi name. That sequence is one of the most awe-inspiring and filled with wonder sequences in any fantasy science fiction film ever made.
It really is beautiful.
It's fantastic. And there's true elation and joy. It's very akin to when the bicycles take off in E.T.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you hear
That's a
the
good
music,
comparison.
you know, You because I just recently rewatched the 4K version of ET.
You have that on 4K.
I know, my
I'm
God.
already
But you have that same feeling of elation and joy, and Cameron, man, brought it in Avatar, and you can tell, like in some of the reviews we've read, how people just were mesmerized by the water and they just want to watch the fish.
I'm excited about it. What
Pretty
else?
great.
Well, we're 25 minutes into this open mic, and for the past 20 minutes, I've been trying to pull up this picture of a crab.
A crab smoking.
Yeah.
Every time I try to help him, you guys
It's
start
worth
doing
it.
something, and I start laughing. I can't do it.
Well,
From Big Mouth Stan. The design of Adam Warlock looks kind of silly in the new Guardians movie. I'm not saying he has to look exactly like the comics, but maybe I'll like it better once I see the movie. What do you think? Well, we all were actually talking about this off camera one day about how he looks very much like the people he's from. I mean, we've seen the people painted in that kind of Tin Man metallic paint, and he fits that world.
that is what Adam Warlock kind of looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's my position on any science fiction, fantasy, and horror film when you see something in the trailer without context. Always wait until you see it in the finished film. Because the color timing could be different. There could be something different. Just wait till you see it in the finished film. Never let anything you see in a trailer worry you.
Except for Apocalypse. That was pretty much as terrible in the film.
Well, I thought the design, I mean, it looked all right.
To me, it looked like a Power Rangers enemy.
Well,
It
yes.
really
I mean,
did.
it's yeah.
You know,
But
I agree with you.
Oscar
I'm not-
Isaac sold that
Yeah,
shit. His
he did his-
performance was awesome.
His performance was fine. I just meant the look. But I'm also not disagreeing with you. That's very true. Things like whenever you get those like set shots or whatever, you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so stupid. And it's like you haven't seen it right.
Yeah, and you know, it's really interesting. Having worked on Superman Returns and when they revealed Brandon's costume, there was a lot of consternation amongst the fan base. But I had stood in front of him, you know, and he looked awesome as Superman. And there was never a moment in the entire, I think we shot that movie of like over 180 days or something. It was so long. I worked on that movie. We were shooting it from March to November of the year, and there was never a day when he walked on set in that Superman suit where people weren't in awe. I mean, there was something primal about it. And I think he looks great. The whole movie has that great Art Deco 40s Max Fleischer look to it. What's
else we got?
next?
From Dr. J. I love how the team glares at John during his anti-Batman Beyond speeches, like Iago plotting the demise of Othello. The death of John Campea would make a great Knives Out sequel. Someone sent me a screen grab of me just shooting daggers at him. I didn't get to show it to you.
Wow.
They freeze framed it just to take a call, and it's
I
me
do that
being like,
anytime he talks about cats. I'm just
"That's
like,
true." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or anytime he talks about me watching a horror movie, which is not going to happen. I mean, it's not. But I feel like Mr. John Campea, if you're watching this, is trying to jump on the Batman Beyond train, which took off many stations ago.
Yeah, he was trying to. He's like trying to backpedal.
You know? And we've been true believers.
He's backpedaling.
We have always known that this is the Shway.
That is right. This is a way, and John cannot join our train.
Yeah.
He is not. He's never once stepped up until like today. He's like, well,
I'm glad he's on board now, but
I'm
also
glad you guys went on board my Super Mario Brothers train too. All of you guys.
you know what? I was, to be honest. I mean, I worked on the original live action Super
I think
Mario
the
Brothers.
closest person getting on the train was Chris. But
Yeah.
I remember you and John.
Well,
were
no,
like, why do
Don't
we
worry.
need this?
But you know what? I admit that. And I have to say, you know what? I like the trailers. I like the first trailer.
Yeah, it's
When
really
I
good.
saw that scene yesterday, I watched that scene. I was like, oh my God. Because they totally, the care and the
Yes.
love that the production
You
team
see
has put,
it.
you can see it. I mean, even the coins that were being distributed and the sound of it all and the look of it all. But it was the 8-bit awning over the antique store.
So good.
That was, I'm like, okay.
I think the only problem this movie is going to have is if the ending sucks or something.
Well, the story, has to be
right.
good.
But
The story
everything
has to
else
be
looks,
spot on.
yeah.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very impressive.
The imagery is beautiful in that.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Ray. I'm here for it.
What's next?
From the J Thunder 45, who sends in a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, the J Thunder. Sad about it, but I trust James and Peter. If Henry doesn't fit for their stories, then all good. For instance, Tyler Hoechlin is perfect for that Superman that's written for that show. Couldn't imagine Henry in that role. That is very well said.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. You know, you have to tailor the character to. All characters are at scale. It depends where they're at, what they're in. I think you're absolutely right. That is, like you said, well put.
Yeah, because
Well put.
I did you get to watch much of Superman and Lois?
Yeah.
Okay, I do think that is such a very interesting iteration of Superman and the Clark Kent story too,
Yep.
of just holding back your power, having to be so aware of how you could hurt anyone around you at any moment if you just lose the slightest bit of control. From a parenting aspect, I think it's done really beautifully.
Well, that's
Just-
the whole thing. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't make you a good dad.
exactly.
And that's a great way to be able to know, no matter how powerful Superman is, how do you tell a story that becomes relevant? He's a father of two boys.
With still such beautiful iconography used to go back to the comics, having that very first Superman image pop up in there of him wearing the suit made by his mom, holding that car over his head.
From that
Oh,
first episode, that was amazing.
it's a really well done show.
Yeah.
I dog on the CW a lot, and they do a great job.
You know which person that I think DC shouldn't lose that I've liked recently is Aldous Hodge, the guy who played Hawkman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I really like that character. That's been the most outstanding character.
You mean
from-
in
Black Adam?
Black Adam.
in DC that I've been introduced to, that I've really liked from the get-go. He played it so well. The look, everything was perfect about it. I would hate for this reboot to lose him in the shuffle, which it probably will. But you know what? Props to him. You know, I love the way he portrayed the guy. I bought it from the minute he came on screen, that he was this rich dude that was like, you know, that like was leading a team. Like from the minute he spoke, I was like, this guy's the leader. So
Yeah.
yeah. He was great. Gosh, I mean, Pierce Brosnan is Dr.
Pierce
Fate
Brosnan.
too. So good.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping they kind of look to Marvel and they cherry pick, right? Because we're still getting Charlie Cox back as Daredevil.
Right.
So maybe we'll have those kinds of versions of the reboot. The hard reboot versus the soft reboot.
Yeah, story of my life.
I knew you would say.
What's next?
From
Well, Ray, did you want to show everybody what you're working on now? What you're drawing?
No, not yet. It's just a surprise.
Oh, is it going to be a secret?
Yeah.
Yeah, secret
From
sponsor.
Fry Minis. Oh, Fry Minis messaged earlier that this is for John, and they didn't realize John wasn't here today. So, would you ever consider adding ad space to the front of your desks on the main show? Monitors with rotating ad graphics would be super easy. Get paid.
Well, that's an interesting notion. I don't know if we'd ever do that.
We'd be like the Dodger Stadium of movie news.
Yeah, because then
We
everything
get like
would be
a banner across, like just like a ticker.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, that's,
You don't want to cross the line of when it becomes distracting and
Yeah,
it's pulling away
yeah.
from your content.
yeah.
So
Plus, I mean, I'd much rather have people, when we have the wide shot, gaze in wonder at the Batman Beyond hot toy.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Ooh.
So Hot Boys, give us a
Yeah.
call.
He's positioned right in the middle. There he is flying.
Yeah.
Flying into his feature film career.
I swear you're gonna forget that piece when you leave here,
No, I'm not.
and I'm gonna take it home for you.
You and I are
promise.
going
I'm
to
gonna take it home for you, bro.
I promise I'm going to replace that soon because the Batman Beyond wave crested. So I've got to put something else new. You know what I got today? I got Doc Brown from Back to the Future
Fun.
Where is he? Oh, at
on
home.
my front doorstep, apparently.
Aw,
Oh well,
nice.
I'm gonna leave early just so I could see it on your doorstep. I'll bring it in the house for you.
Down the chimney.
Don't stop by. People are like, what? I'm sure my lovely girlfriend's already taken it inside going, what
No.
the hell is this?
No, the ghost next door will kill me.
You still think his house is haunted?
No, it's
No,
the house
his
next
neighbor's
door.
not.
though.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
I truly do.
truly?
If what he said actually happened there, I'm not gonna spill all the things, but whatever he said happened there, it's haunted.
So you fully believe in ghosts, Ray?
I oh crap, that's really hard to say because I don't want to look like a.
No, a lot of people do. I don't, and I always find it fascinating when people
There's some
believe
things
in them.
that are just like really unexplainable to me. Whether it be it's a lot of. It could just be. Yeah, it just could be just bullshit.
Does
Ray, what's
everyone
that
here
behind
believe
you?
in ghosts or no? I'm a Velma Dinkley.
I think it's all the head sometimes.
Okay.
I believe that there's a lot about the natural world that, look, we can't even see. Human beings can't even see all the light spectrum.
That is very true.
So the idea that our limited perception of the universe tells us everything we need to know about the natural world, I think, is not is incorrect.
And you know what they say about
things.
dogs, right?
There's a lot of demonstrable things. The fact that there's light that we can't see.
Yeah.
There's things we can't hear that exist. Our dogs can hear things we
Right.
can't. Proves that
Mostly my voice.
we don't know everything.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. I think a lot of that's science, though. I just find it very comforting. The idea, not the fact, but the idea to me that when you're dead is very comforting to me. Of like, oh, then I'm done.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you imagine you die and then you're stuck in a closet somewhere? Like, what the hell is this?
Why would
Been
you
there,
make
done
closet?
that. No thanks.
Oh
You're a
man, like
ghost.
R. Kelly. Wasn't he stuck in a closet?
Just like that.
Yeah.
I came out of the
And you,
closet
have
when I
to,
was
and you have to
21.
sing about it for
Some
all
people spend their
eternity.
lives stuck in a closet. I don't want to be there when I'm dead.
No.
But anyways,
Live your
Frank,
truth.
Minnie, no, I don't think we would.
Yeah, what was the question?
Do we have a question or should we move on?
We can move on.
Chris, what's next?
From Big Mouth Stan, did you ever watch any of the show Glee? Yes. I swear, like half the cast is dead now. Very sad, actually. Two of the cast
that
members
is-
are Cory Monteith and the oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. The very talented actress who played Santana, drowned. It was very, very tragic.
Oh, right.
Oh,
The lake, right?
Oh my
Someone in the live
Castaic or
chat put
something like
Naya.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was very, very sad.
Yeah.
I watched it. Did you guys watch it?
No.
No.
This doesn't seem like the Glee group.
I mean, I've seen clips, but I've never watched it through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do an after show.
A Glee recap show with only me. And I only watched like the first 3 seasons.
I would watch your Glee recap
Oh,
show, though.
thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
I wouldn't watch the show, but I'll watch your.
What's next? The Everything Entertainment Network, sending in a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. I have never been more inspired to create as much as I've been since I've seen The Fabelmans. Yeah, it's Spielberg kind of patting himself on the back, but it's just so magical. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't seen the Fablemans just because where we're at, it's
Yeah.
hard to see. But I think that's great, though. I mean, if you see something that inspires you to create, I don't think there's any higher praise of art than that.
For sure.
You know, if it's a call to arms for you, last night, every Thursday night, I have a conversation with friends, filmmaker friends on Zoom. And one of our filmmaker friends watched a documentary on Netflix about, I think it's Into Infinity or something about the idea of infinity in the universe. And he basically last night was saying, none of this matters. Nothing we do matters. On a universal infinite scale, we're all going to be destroyed. The stars are all going to wink out, so nothing matters. And I said, but while we're here, it matters to us. We create our own meaning. It's up to us to find that meaning in our lives. And that's what art is for. Art is a reflection back on what it means to be alive. What does it mean to be a human being? Art contextualizes the experience of existence. And man, how many places around our neck of the woods in terms of cosmic scale, how many other people can go see Avatar 2?
Yeah,
Only people on Earth can.
that's very
Next
true.
Thursday. That
Exactly.
means something.
For sure. And I think Spielberg's film here too is showing one of the great things about what art can do in any capacity is if you are a actor, writer, director, anything like that, you are meant to be a vessel of vulnerability and be able to help other people feel safe feeling vulnerable and feel safe feeling various feelings and connecting with people. That's the beautiful thing about storytelling in any capacity is somebody from, the middle of nowhere can connect to something. Growing up as a weird kid in Texas who had to drive off miles and miles to go to the only comic book shop in town and feeling super isolated, movies were my safe haven of going,
Right.
oh, there are people like me in this world. There are other people who like the things I like. Even though I don't fit into this small town, I can fit in somewhere else. Like, that's what's really cool about all this stuff. So if it moves you to create art, that's amazing.
And I would say that's a win. And the thing about the Fablemans is Spielberg's dad was a programmer, worked with computers, and his mother was this artistic free spirit who even he said in an interview that was not necessarily a parent, more of a friend. And so in his parents, there was a great dichotomy of human existence in the two of them. And whatever that was, whether it was a great mix or not, it led to him becoming one of the great media artists of the 20th century and giving us so much. And how great is that?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Glad you're feeling inspired. That's awesome. What else?
Well, I think we should check in with Ray and how his game's going.
How's your game, Ray?
Has anyone met you on Xbox Live?
Oh no, because I forgot. I made my thing private.
What? We tell people live on the show they're
I'm
probably
sorry. I won't.
Come find me.
unmake yourself private.
Yeah.
I have to go through my. Actually, have to go through the. You can't. It's something you can't really set through the Xbox. You actually have to sign on to the website. It's because quick story. I played this game where people are toxic. I was getting messages, or because like I would beat them, and then I would in the game, and then I would get these messages. I was like, no, I'm not getting these messages anymore. So I just turned it off. I haven't turned it back on ever since. So
What game was it?
it was NBA 2K. It's a great community if you ever play a basketball game. So yeah, that's it. Wait,
It's only that we announced people could find you live during the show, and it would have been a fun bit to
I know. It would
follow
have
up
been really
on.
cool to follow up on that.
oh yeah. Let me actually go online
Savvy.
and change it.
Okay, so change it. So maybe by the
Yeah.
end, somebody will find Ray
Someone will
Aura.
find Ray.
What's next?
Sam Fisher. Chris, hi. Did you know Johnny Young Bosch, who voices Sabo in One Piece, also voices the MC Ichigo in Bleach? So the MC of Bleach is also Luffy's brother. I did not know that, but I'm also not familiar enough with Bleach. I'm aware of the show. I know about some of the characters. I've just never watched it. Is that an anime you've watched?
I have not watched Bleach.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
somebody asked about that the other day,
Yeah.
and I haven't watched
People
it.
ask me about it a lot. I didn't get into it.
See, I'm old school. I'm Super Robot. I mean, Super
Yeah.
Robot of the 70s, Grandizer, Mazinga Z, Mazinga Zeto.
Yeah.
I love the Star Avengers, aka Getter Robo and Getter Robo G. And then from the 80s, I like Macross or Robotech, Space Battleship Yamato, Dunbine, Dougram.
Yeah.
I give me all that.
Yeah. You like your
Gundam.
like epic space robots and such,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Give me real robots or super robots. I'm all about that.
That's true.
You know, that's my thing. That's my
Yeah.
jam.
You would have liked the show I did, Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere. It was a real fun show.
I
It was a good
probably
one.
would
It
have.
was a good one. Did you ever see Erased?
No.
That has nothing to do with robots or anything like that, but it's time travel murder mystery, and I think you'd really dig it.
I dig that, and I love Satoshi Kon, like Paranoia Agent
oh.
and Perfect Blue, and
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Millennium Actress,
nailed it.
good stuff. What's next?
From Big Mouth Stan. Is it harder in modern pop culture to become an international star? Like how huge Brando or even Michael Jackson were at their height, now that media is so fragmented and personalized to the individual?
I think it absolutely is,
Yeah?
because here's the thing: we don't have. These were stars. First of all, there was very few outlets. There was not. Now there's so many stars across so many things. I think that, like we talked Taylor Swift today. Taylor Swift is a monster star, but I don't know what her perception is like around the world. I know that domestically, she's probably our biggest pop star.
For sure.
And maybe our biggest pop star, female pop star ever. Yep. I mean, and the thing is, I have mad respect for her.
Same.
Because she's an incredible creator. She has an incredible network of especially other female creators across
And
many different
astounding
platforms.
work ethic.
Amazing work ethic. She's stood up for artists' rights. And the fact that she's directing, more power to her. If my man Tom Ford, who makes the cologne I wear, can make A Single Man, which is one of the most beautiful and heartbreaking movies I've ever seen,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift can certainly, as you pointed out, I mean, she's gone on that director track for a long time. But I don't know. We just don't live in a world where where icons exist as much as they used to, because our world has many more ways of communication, instantaneous. It's no longer you're in a small town and a movie comes to town, or it's just a different world.
Well said.
So
I agree. From Sidhu. Decision to Leave is on Mubi tonight. It's so good.
Decision to Leave is it's Park Chan-wook's new film. Isn't it? It's Park Chan-wook, right?
I don't know.
Well, The Handmaiden, I think it's Park Chan-wook. I have not seen this movie. I'm dying to see it. And if is there commercials on that? I will watch that because I can't wait to see it. Is it Park Chan-wook? I'm not sure. I think it is.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, no one's helping me.
You're
It's
you're
one of
on
the
your
best
own.
movies of the
Yeah,
year
yeah.
I know. I think.
What's Moombi? Mubi.
A streaming service, I suppose.
Oh.
I've never heard of it. Okay. Michael Goetz. Sorry if I said that name wrong. Goetz?
Getz.
Getz? Michael Getz. Thank
Whatever
you.
Michael gets. It's like Leo gets from Lethal Weapon 2.
Okay, nice.
Leo gets.
Can I buy tickets for CinemaCon and see all the footage you've seen over the years, or is that something you have to be invited to? I believe you can.
I think you can
buy a pass.
Yeah, I think you can buy a pass. It's expensive.
Yeah.
I think it is worth it, though. One of the great things about CinemaCon, I love the conversations I have with people I meet. You can go on the floor, and I actually like talking to a lot of the independent. You forget that the United States, for instance, has all kinds of independent cinemas throughout. Like in Wyoming, it's not like AMC has some giant 16-screen multiplex. And it's really fun to talk to independent theater owners. That's one of the things I love about cinema.
I wish we got to do this. Aaron had this great idea of doing just like segments about these independent theater owners because we'd meet the coolest people. There was this brother-sister team from Alaska where you had to take a ferry to get to their theater. They their great-grandparents had come to America during the gold rush. They ended up going into movies instead, doing old Nickelodeons. They have this iconic theater that their family's been running for decades, for generations, and those are the kind of stories too that are so cool. And it's also why movies coming back to theaters is so important. It's really this like lifeblood industry that needs butts and seats, that needs people to go to the theater and see these things.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of the creators I talk to on Designing Hollywood talk about how some of them came from like small towns, and Paco Delgado came from the Canary Islands, and that's going to drop shortly. And he lived across the street from a cinema, mom and pop cinema, and the sounds from the cinema it inspired him to become one of the great costume designers in Hollywood.
From Hitchcock is the GOAT again, which is more deserving of a Best Picture nomination if they came out the same year and you had to pick one? The first Black Panther or Top Gun Maverick? Black Panther.
For me, that's a tough call, only because they had to create different new camera systems and things that didn't exist to shoot Top Gun Maverick. I think overall, judging by my own criteria, I would agree with you that I think that a Best Picture should have some kind of not necessarily a message, but something that enriches what it means to be a human being after you've seen it.
The Best Picture nominations to me always kind of feel like that year's time capsule almost. Even if it is a period piece or something like that, there's something about that movie for that year that feels timely and important and kind of wraps up what was going on. And I think Black Panther did a lot with a movie that a lot of people think that, that kind of genre, again, there's so much genre bias when it comes to films. And I think that's something people thought with Top Gun too, is that we don't see them as prestige films. We see them as genre films, and they can be both. They can all have merit.
But if they are both, I think that Black Panther is a more resonant genre movie than Top Gun Maverick is.
But I mean, not to take away anything from the cinematography of Top Gun.
But I love Top Gun Maverick, but the story is pretty simple, and it's not like we haven't seen that story before.
For sure.
Whereas Black Panther had a little bit more innovation and interest.
Yeah. From Bobby Jackson, random question, but since you visit OC and the Spectrum pretty often, do you have a fast pass to take the 241 toll road to cut down on traffic? I don't. I'm cheap as hell.
I do not have that, although I've taken that and gotten in trouble because I forget to pay. Because if you don't have a fast pass, you can take it and then you have to pay.
That's a hell of a ticket.
Yes, it was.
Golly, that's a hot toy.
Well, it's not so bad. It's as long as you pay the ticket, it's like $51.
Oh, okay.
Unless you forget, then it goes up.
Okay, I thought it was like getting in the HOV lane if you're not allowed in there with the $300 fine.
No.
Okay, that's not that bad then.
It's first. What you have to do is you can take the toll road, but you then have to go online, pay the toll within 5 days or something.
Okay.
Then if you forget, then they send it to you, and it's like $50. But if you don't pay it, it goes way up.
That makes sense. Okay. From Matthew Medina, in 10 years, Batman Beyond with Villeneuve, I always say his name wrong. Denis
Villeneuve and
thank you.
Chalamet.
And Chalamet.
I mean, yeah, but what's also important is who plays Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Michael Keaton, the thing is, because he has this legacy as Batman, he'd be the perfect Bruce Wayne. And plus, he still can kick ass, so you can believe.
Yes.
Please, James Gunn. Please, Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Adapt the new Neo year. Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond Neo Year is so good.
That's the comic to adapt. There's your movie right there.
I cannot, like, if you were going to go get some comics before the year is done, I cannot press upon you more how good Batman Neo Year is.
Yes.
It's so great. Because a lot of the comics we talk about, too, are throwbacks to, like, the 60s, 80s, and everything. This is something that came out this past year.
Yes.
And is really freaking great.
It's really great.
Oh, if you are part of the Batman Beyond crew, you're going to want to read that.
Or if you watch The Weekly Hero,
Yeah,
you
there
would
could be
know.
there could be an issues in the guy's future.
It's
Yeah.
true. Or there was in our
There
past.
was in our past. We talked about it a while ago, but we can keep talking about all that Batman Beyond content. The Living Gotham, come on, so good.
Yes.
From Dr. J, Chris Carr. Hi. Did you ever bring home a voice or character that quickly drives Logan insane? I used to have a bit in my stand-up
Oh.
where I would talk about how I think it's really funny to use my kid voice to say the most inappropriate shit possible to him. Where I just be like, "Hi there, baby. What's up? You want to get naked later? What you doing?" And he'd be like, "Absolutely not. Get away from me." But to be fair, my husband also pronounces food like Giada De Laurentiis does, where he says things like croissant. He like overpronounces food, so this is how we like get back at each other. Is I'll do
Wow.
like stupid idiot baby voice. That's the only one that's really bothered him, and it's because of what I say. He actually has a lot more voices that like gross me out. He has like this really like filthy Cajun voice he does. And he also like makes his eyes go opposite ways when he does it too. It freaks me out. Yeah.
Wow, we've learned a lot about your domestic life
I
on this
know.
show.
I know. We're
That's
real,
fantastic.
We're real friggin' weird in my house.
Wow.
Just you. I feel like you've made a mistake in inviting us to come hang out because
No,
you're gonna be
come
like,
hang
these
out.
two are so friggin' weird. Because we've gotten drinks before, but like,
Oh, no. You
We're
can
friggin'
be as
weirdos.
weird as you want.
okay.
Yeah, we have
Thanks,
a weird
bud.
safe space.
I appreciate that.
Or a safe space that's weird, depending on your point of view.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
what question is for Chris?
This next question's for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jackmaster Norad. Earlier, I sent in a member chat asking about the new season of Doom Patrol and Titans, but Chris hasn't seen them. Rob, what are your thoughts on the new
Okay,
season?
I've not seen the new season of Doom
This is great.
Patrol, but
Oh, no.
wait, what?
Like, oh no, you're fine. But like, I feel bad that none of us have seen this.
And
Okay, I
then
haven't
just
seen Doom
guess.
Patrol, but okay. Let me just talk about so the George Perez, Marv Wolfman new Teen Titans from the early 80s is one of my favorite, well, at least the first 53 issues, one of my favorite runs of any comic ever. And one of my, maybe my favorite DC villain is Brother Blood and Mother Mayhem. This season of Titans, this season of Titans, I don't quite know what's going on. Let me just say, despite myself, this new season of Teen Titans is my jam. And from the first episode where the death of Lex Luthor to moving forward, and now Mother Mayhem, Brother Blood, I am thoroughly enjoying myself. Let's just say that. More so than I probably should be. I am loving this new season of Titans. And now to Rayora.
No, nothing, man. No, that was just a joke. Just in the house joke.
Okay.
okay.
I'm just trying to make you guys break character.
Try harder.
I almost lost it.
Yeah.
Were you actually gonna go to it?
Yes, I was about to.
Yeah.
I'm like, should I?
No,
I will
no.
never.
From Santiago Lugo. Favorite late night host? Mine is Colbert. Mine would probably be Colbert, or I love Graham Norton if we can count.
Yeah, I mean,
him.
Graham Norton's my favorite talk show host.
Yeah.
I wish one day I could make something. I'll never get to be on the Graham Norton show, but I long. That's my favorite talk show
When
ever.
we make the search for finding Taylor's father,
Yes.
we're
yes.
going to end up on both Graham Norton and Hot Ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I love Graham Norton. I love everything about him.
Yeah.
And he's actually quite a good novelist.
He's a great novelist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on
got
you, Graham
3
Norton.
books.
Did you guys happen to catch Trevor Noah's last show? I think
I
it was
watched
last
his
night.
closing monologue. I need to go back and
Yeah.
watch the whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I I didn't know how much I liked him until the last show. Like through the pandemic, I watched
don't miss
him.
your
Like
water
nothing
till
else
it's
was
gone.
on. He was the only one that was on like during the pandemic with like newer shows, whatever.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he was. So props to him for doing his journey. And
Yeah, he
hopefully,
did a good job.
Yeah.
hopefully the next host will be just as.
But you know what? I have to say I do like Jimmy Fallon. I mean, I because he was in Almost Famous. Jimmy Fallon is so good in his short role in Almost Famous. He does not get enough credit. If I ever met Jimmy Fallon, I'd be like, dude, you got to do it again. I want
He's
you
back on Broadway doing it in the Almost Famous musical.
for real.
That's why he's got a
Rob's
beard
going to
right
New
now.
York.
Oh my god.
my God.
I love first of all, Almost Famous top 10.
We've
film.
got issues. Goes to New York. Boom.
Wow, let's go.
We were going to do like Rob goes to New York, and he's just all naive and like one like.
I just want to meet Jimmy Fallon.
I just want a shot of him throwing a beret.
You know,
We're gonna do it.
I just want him to look at me and say respectfully. That's it.
Yeah.
Give us any chance, we'll take it.
He was in Band of Brothers.
What's that?
He was in Band of Brothers too.
Was he really?
Very short. So you like the Bastogne when it gets to winter?
Yeah.
He's the guy. So they're it's right before they go into that. It's the episode right before. So they're marching in to like Bastogne area, and he comes in with a Jeep. He's like, oh, take whatever ammo you can get, man. Like you know,
Wow.
take what you can get. They're like, oh, thank you. And they start loading up off his Jeep. He's like, if I can find more, I'll bring it. I'll bring it to you. You know. And then they're like setting like fire pits, and then you've got people that are like, just kind of like, just like in a daze because they just came from there and they're heading in.
Wow, I don't remember that at all. Gotta go watch it. Is this the longest open mic we've ever done?
We're getting there.
We're only 10 minutes in.
I was gonna say we started 2 or 3 minutes late. So.
We've only
doing
answered
okay.
7 questions, and we got
Oh
35.
no, I
so-
forgot to press go live.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So we've just been talking to ourselves.
That's fine.
We do that anyway.
From Vigster 5001, finished 1883 easily some of the best TV ever watched. Beautiful dialogue that was like poetry, cinematography, superb acting, and a wonderful score. I haven't watched this.
Oh, it's so great. And I have to tell you, one of the great things about 1883, it has one of the greatest gunfights, gun battles,
Ooh.
an Old West in the plains. Like, you know, normally you're used to seeing Old West stuff on ranches or in the mountains, like in the craggly canyons of where some outlaw gang has gone to hold up. You haven't there's nowhere to hide. And so there's this awesome gun battle in 1883 where they're in the plains, just in the grass. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There's no cover. Wasn't that awesome? I loved it.
I also love the gun battle, just speaking of Westerns, in Open Range.
Oh, that was
The end. You remember when he just walks over? He's like, that's the best guy? And he just walks over, and you're like, oh, they're going to do like some soliloquy. He's just like, boom.
no, Open Range is dope.
Yeah.
And I love that Kevin Costner's directing a new Western.
Oh, that's
So
great.
good.
Nice. What else we got, Taylor? From Santiago Lugo again. What movie is your top choice for Best Picture right now? Mine is Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I have so many other movies I have to see.
Yeah, I would say that too. I think that's probably my best picture now.
Yeah. I still have to see Banshees. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
My top choice for best picture. My hair is getting worse and worse as the show goes on.
No, it's not.
Right now is thank you, is the Fablemans. But if Megan was technically released this year,
Come
I'm
on,
telling
dude.
you guys, there we go.
Best Picture is Megan.
Megan, yeah,
Twerking scary robot dolls. Best Picture?
yeah.
Is it
I mean,
scary
that
that
is
I
a
know
time
someone
capsule.
that she reminds me of?
Who?
Who?
Well, you don't know her.
We'll just name drop her.
No, I'm not saying the name. But when I see her, I'm like, that looks just like.
But who's the actress that plays Megan?
Oh, I don't
Mind
know.
meld with you right now.
Okay.
Oh, no one knows her here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
But I know someone who looks like that. I'm like, man, that looks
Oh.
just like.
I got to tell you though, drag queens of the world are going to unite over Megan when this movie comes out, and she's going to be in every gay bar, everywhere. It's going to be lit.
oh, I'm
Is
sure
that
next
exciting?
next drag bingo, we're going to have a Megan twerk off. It's going to be great.
Wow. I'd go. To what song? What song would the Megan
what's-
twerk off
Does
happen
she just
to?
twerk to nothing in the movie? Taylor?
She's a triple threat in this movie. She sings, she dances, and she kills. So she's a triple threat.
Aw,
Wow.
Well
Yep.
done. From Soul Carlos, thoughts on the new cast announcement for Mean Girls, the movie musical? I only saw one announcement. The gal who was in Mayor of Easttown, she's in the Spider-Man films playing Betty.
Right.
I can't remember her name, that lovely Australian actress. She's wonderful.
But look, a Mean Girls musical, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, it did well on Broadway. Hopefully
Yeah.
it'll be a good adaptation for film. I think it'll be
I
fun.
hope that Lindsay Lohan gets her, she's got to get some cameo.
I'd love for her to pop up as the Tina Fey part.
Oh, see, that would be great. But would that destroy the fourth wall? Would that break verisimilitude?
Yeah, because I mean, Ricci showing up in Wednesday was really fun.
That was good.
You know? I
But
feel like
she was dressed down enough that you weren't aware it was her.
that's fair.
You know?
Maybe. Or maybe she could then be the Amy Poehler part. She could be the cool mom.
Oh, that could be good.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah. As she should be.
From Quentin Tarantino Turner.
No.
What question? Why doesn't the Grinch like knock-knock jokes? Answer: because there's always who's there.
Oh my God. That you know what? That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad
Have
at
you
all.
seen me do my who face?
No.
I can only do it if I hold my breath, but
Wow.
Can you do it the rest of the show?
Wow.
and then I look like one, but
That's
without prosthetics.
amazing. That's pretty
I
good.
can't talk when I do it, but
Do you have other faces you can show us?
not really.
Come on.
Not really.
Just thought I'd ask.
Thank you, Rob.
From Soul Carlos, thoughts on the newest Wicked cast announcement? Is it the Michelle Yeoh one?
Well, and then today they announced a few more. They announced Bowen Yang was one of them. I forgot who else, but I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah.
Add Michelle Yeoh to anything, and I'm excited for it.
And add Bowen Yang to
Yeah,
anything.
he's good.
I
Yep.
love Bowen Yang.
Who's Bone Yang?
Okay,
Oh
from
my gosh,
SNL.
he's on SNL.
Oh,
The
okay.
iceberg.
Bone Yang.
He's so good. He's so funny. His
So
bit
funny.
as the iceberg in Titanic on Weekend Update. Perfect. Are you
Yes. What's next? Come on.
from?
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to ask if you were a Wicked fan, but I feel like maybe not.
No, I liked Wicked. I saw Wicked. I
Yeah.
saw the play.
Okay.
I saw the musical.
Yeah.
But it's not something I don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw it.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I just want to know where you stood because I know you're a man of wealth and taste.
No. No. As a fan of that show, I think the show is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm not like, am I anticipating it? It's not on the top of my list.
That is very fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. From Soul Car. Oh, no, we just did that. Jonathan Vagoa. With the Keaton story coming out earlier, it seems the DC wasn't too fond of Keaton's future as Batman. Could be part of the reason DC shelved Batgirl.
I don't
I
think that's
doubt
true.
that.
I think it's the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
They got Michael Keaton back. Michael Keaton had a renaissance. I mean, if you look at what he's done, look at all the acclaim he's got for Dope Sick
Yeah.
this year. I mean, he was so good from Birdman to The Founder to Spotlight. I mean, in Spotlight, he's like the hero of that story.
He's so good in that.
He's so good, and everyone likes him. And I think that putting him in was so fun, so exciting, so cool. And I'm sure Michael Keaton was the first person that wanted to do all of that, to have him come back. And look what it's turned to shit. I mean, for him, like I weep for Michael Keaton deciding to come back as Batman because what turned out to be awesome has been nothing but heartache. And that's why I'd love to see, and you know what though? I hold out hope. If there was actually going to be a Batman Beyond film, it would not, whatever they're going to do with the new DC universe, a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton, because we haven't seen Michael Keaton come back yet.
No.
So The Flash is one thing, but you could bring him back and he can transcend, the one actor that might transcend all the mishigas
Yeah.
of all of this. He could absolutely be the guy that is part of that new DC.
I'm totally with you. And I just saw this in the chat, and I don't mean to call anyone out, but I just disagree with this of Keaton is not a box office draw. I think he absolutely is. I think everyone who's a fan of the, those OG 80s Batman films, I think people who are seeing his current body of work, as you just discussed, the fact that he just won awards for Dope Sick and everything, I think he's a very sought after actor who's having a wonderful resurgence in his career and is a really hot get.
I think so too. And the thing is, people have to remember who really is. Dwayne Johnson, the biggest movie star in the world, could not make Black Adam a hugely profitable film.
Yeah.
Somebody even joked that Vin Diesel's over there on the Fast and the Furious set going,
Wait, doing what?
family.
Doing what?
Is
Just
that
one more
wrong?
time.
We're good.
You keep making me do it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Chris, what's next?
Is that it for us, Taylor?
That's it for super chats.
Well, wonderful. Well, Rob, I think this went surprisingly well, actually. We're only 3 minutes over. We crushed it.
Well, we did crush it. And I
Yeah.
thought this was going to be the longest YouTube show ever. And I've done 11-hour live streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes awake.
So here we are. Yes, it was amazing. So first of all, Chris, I want to thank you for being the enchantress of effervescence.
Oh, thank you.
I would like to thank Taylor Gonzalez for doing a great job producing the show.
Thank you.
I want to thank Ray Ora, or actually not thank Ray Ora, for not allowing people to come find you.
Yeah.
Ray, where can people find you if they want to play
Ray Ora
Xbox
with
with
a
you?
zero.
By the way, the camera is on you right now. What are you
I'm not
holding up?
Sign? What's your sign
What does
say?
it say? What does it
Is
say,
it
Ray?
something that would get us demonetized?
Oh, no.
Oh, interesting.
I want to
I'm so
thank
scared.
Jonathan Boyko. He left, but most of all, we want to thank you, all of you viewers, supporters, and watchers of the John Campea Show. Thank you so much for joining us for another week of broadcasting excellence here on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, and folks,
Why are they gonna laugh? Why
No,
are
I
they
think
laughing?
I think we do a great job here. It is excellent. Before y'all go too, I really, really would love if you all could just tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am doing a reading with a whole bunch of other incredibly talented actors for Yorkie-thon 7. This helps with the Save Yorkie Rescue. It helps so many dogs. We are reading the script that would become Final Destination. You're going to hear me be a lot of different characters in it. You're going to hear some other amazing actors. It's totally free to watch. All the information is on my Instagram right here at actor Chris Carr. It's going to be really fun, and you get to watch for free, but we really appreciate your donation so we can help a lot of puppies. It'd be really, really cool.
By the way, I have to say, one of your fellow actors is also director Adam Robitel, who
Yes.
directed The Taking of Deborah Logan. He directed Escape Room 1 and 2. He's one of my favorite people in the world. He and I were in Australia together for a year. And when you talk to him, if you talked to him before, just say La Plume Dilettante. And he'll
Ooh.
just say, I told you.
R&B told me to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you.
yeah. He'll know.
It's really cool to be among some like who's of like the horror genre. Since
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
not my bag.
Oh,
and I'm really
you're going to be
excited.
surrounded by all of them. By the
Yeah.
way, where can people find you?
You
On?
can find me at actor Chris Carr on both Instagram or Twitter, or you can follow my voiceover studio if you want to take classes. We have amazing specials right now, guys. I'm losing so much money to give you guys demos. Follow Speak Friends Studio, and we can hook you up with your very first actor demos. It'll be really cool.
Well, there you go. And I'm of course Robert Meyer Burnett. You can find me on Instagram at RM Burnett. Find me on Twitter at Burnett RM, or find me on my own YouTube channel, The Burnett Work. Join us for Midnight Musings tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Once again, Ray Ora, where can people find you?
Ray Ora with a zero.
Yay!
No.
And
next
Taylor
month.
Gonzalez, who just hit 300
Oh, I did.
subscribers
Oh.
on his own YouTube
Thank you
channel.
so much.
Taylor, where can people find you on
You can
social
find
media?
me on Instagram and Twitter and on my YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Tay. The YouTube channel that I use in the live chat to talk with you guys during the show, that's actually my YouTube channel that I upload videos to. So I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and check it out. I have a recent video with Amy. We reviewed Violent Night, and I have a recent video with Rob where he gave me his top 200 reasons why he's excited for Puss in Boots, The Last Wish? Yes. And Chris and I are working on some really fun videos that'll be
Yeah.
out hopefully soon. So thank you guys.
It's real cool over there.
And on that note, December 7th was, of course, the 43rd anniversary of Star Trek, the motion picture. So live long,
Live long
and
and
prosper.
prosper.
Let's do 10 more minutes.
Bye, y'all.